Today we are working with graphing using slope. So in today's lesson we are going to be given a point and a slope, and then we are going to be creating the line from that information. So here are some steps that I want you to copy down on your note sheet that we are going to follow as we are graphing using slope. So the first step is to plot the point. So they're going to give us a point that we are going to be able to build from and create our line. So we're going to plot the point, and then from there, from the point, we are going to use the rise of the slope to go up or down, and use the run of the slope to go to the right, because we're always going to run to the right. And then we are going to repeat that process until we have at least 3 points on our graph, assuming that our graph is large enough for 3 points. But the more points we have, the more accurate our line is. So we should have at least 3 points, unless our graph isn't large enough for us to have 3 points. And our last step then is to draw the line, including arrows, and to use a ruler. So there are 6-inch rulers available, as well as a drawer in the classroom that says ruler. So make sure that you grab a ruler as we're working through this lesson today. If you need a few more moments to copy down the steps to follow, then pause the video and then we'll move on. So in the first example, we have -2 or -1, -2 as our point. So we're going to start at that point. So go to the left one and down 2. So -1, -2. And so that's where we're going to start. And then we have our slope of 1/4. So if our rise is 1, then that means we are going to go up 1. And we are always going to be running to the right. So from our point, we are going up 1 and over 4 and making our point, up 1 and over 4 and making our point there. You don't need to write all these other points there. I just am trying to show you where I'm counting. You can also, another thing to keep in mind is you can also reverse. So if you're running out of room on your graph on one side, you can also, instead of going up 1, you can go down 1 and go to the left 4. So if I were to do that, I would go down 1 and over 4 this way, and I could have another point on the graph. Make sure that you have accurate points and that you draw a straight line using a ruler. And then put arrows on the end of your line because this line goes on forever. Okay, let's look at the next one. So if we have the point -1, 3, so going to the left 1 and up 3. And we have a slope of -2. So one thing to keep in mind is that what is -2 over if there is nothing there? And -2 is over 1. So don't forget that it's not over 0, it is over 1. So when we are using our rise and run, that our rise is -2, so that means we're going down 2 and we are running to the right 1. So from our point, we are going to go down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1. We can continue this until we run out of room on the graph. You have to have at least 3 points. And then we can draw our line. And I will straighten my line out a little bit. It's a little crooked. Or not going through the points, I guess. And so there is my line given that point and slope. Okay, next one. So if we have the point -6, 5, so to the left 6 and up 5, make my point. We have a slope of -3/2. So if it's a slope of negative, then we are going down and always running to the right. So we're going to go down 3 and over 2, make another point, down 3 and over 2, make another point. We can continue on and connect those points with a line. One other thing to pay attention to with your line is that you're not just connecting your dots. You can see that all of my lines have gone through my points and past my points. So that the line continues past that last point. It's not just to connect the dots, so make sure of that. And then if we are given the point 2, -4, so to the right 2 and down 4, so we'll make our point there. We are given a slope of 3, so remember that 3 is 3 over 1. So we're going to go up 3 and over 1. So from this point, up 3, over 1, and continue on. Up 3 over 1, up 3 and over 1, and draw our line through our points. And so now we have graphed using a point and slope. We're going to do 2 more together on the back side of your notes page, and then I'm going to leave the last few for you to do on your own. So if we were given the point 7, 4, so I'm going to plot that point. So to the right 7 and up 4. And it tells me that my slope is 0. So a slope of 0 means that we just have a horizontal line. So I can make any points on this line as long as it's a horizontal line. So it doesn't tell me a specific rise or run. We know that our rise is 0 because it's not going up any. We just don't know what our run is. So you can make your run and just make points on that horizontal line and connect your points. Similar to a slope of 0, we have a slope that is undefined here. So if we have a point of -4, 6, and we have an undefined slope, we know that that is a vertical line. And so we can just make points on that vertical line and then draw our line through those points. And so now we have a slope of 0 here with a line of 0 and an undefined slope there. Okay, on the last 4 problems on your notes, I want you to pause the video for a moment and finish your notes worksheet. And then when you are finished with those 4, if you will push play, I will reveal the answers to those and you can check your work and make sure you have accurate notes. So press pause now. Okay, hopefully you have finished those last 4 on your notes page. I think I have already filled these in, so we'll double check my work as well. So if we have the point -8,5 with a slope of -4/5, so I have plotted the point at -8,5. My slope is -4/5, so that means I'm going down 4 and over 5. Continuing on, going down 4, over 5, and I made another point, down 4 and over 5. So double check your work to make sure that you have the same line. At the point -7, -6, so I made my point here, a slope of 4, so going up 4, remembering that 4 is over 1, so up 4 over 1, up 4 over 1, up 4 over 1. And then the last 2, if we have the point 5, 7, and a slope of -1, so that means I'm going down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1. And then lastly, the point 4, 0, so I have my point here, I have a slope of 3/2, so I'm going up 3 over 2, up 3 over 2, and just for good measure, I had another point, so I went in reverse. I went down 3 and to the other direction to make my line a little more accurate. So hopefully you did well on those 4 on your own. If you need to make changes to your notes, do so now, and then you are ready for the assignment over graphing using slope.